They're on. Be forewarned. This is a live video, and this was very impromptu. There's just no other way to say it. Y'all, I just decided, I just came back from a big road trip with my family, and I really needed some coffee, and I'm starting the day off. Y'all, this is my work at home office. I am a complete coffee geek. You know, uh, I love my coffee. So if you're a coffee nerd like me, I'm going to ask you right now, hit that subscribe button. You know, I want to hang out with you. I love hanging out with folks. If you are, like I said, a big nerd when it comes to coffee like me, you are in good company. You are definitely amongst a friend. There's no other way to say it. So, guys, definitely really appreciate it. I've had a lot of new subscribers to my channel recently, and I just want to tell you guys, it really means the world to me. You are always more than welcome to join me on these live streams. I like to go live, I would say about 3 times a week. You know, that's kind of my goal anyway. It gives me an opportunity to hang out with y'all. The reason why I kind of started this channel was just really to hang out, kind of be more involved in the community. 20 years ago, and when I mean 20 years ago, I was just watching this really cool video that James Hoffman did. And it was about the V60 and just everything, the history of it and all that. I was a barista in college. And so we're talking, for me, that was the year 2000 to 2004. And it brought back so many memories. I'm telling you, when I was go watch that video. It's so cool. It tells a story about the Clover and Starbucks and all that. But I'm telling you, it reminded me of having some frosted tips and listen to some grunge music, you know, all that good stuff, the early 2000s, late 90s guy, all that. Anyway, guys, 20 years ago, I was in college and I worked in a cafe, a couple cafes. And, you know, I got the coffee bug then. And a year ago, I bought my first espresso machine that I would have at home. And that sounds silly. I had an espresso machine before when I was a kid in high school, but it was one of those almost like a mocha pot, really cheap ones for like $29.99 type situation. And anyway, after I got my espresso machine, I decided to start this channel. So that's really kind of why I go live, is really just to kind of hang out with y'all and goof around. There's no other way to say it. So I'm actually firing up my Gemilai 3007. So if you guys, sorry, I was trying to look at the comments here. If you guys are familiar with this and this looks familiar, there's a reason why. So Gemilai is the company that has been making a lot of amazing espresso machines that have been changing the market. So they're the ones behind the Turrent Legato, the Me Coffee Apex here in the United States and around the world. They're sold under different labels, but Gemilai has been doing some awesome work, and I'm super excited. Today, I'm going to be brewing up some Airship coffee, and this is a really cool local roaster out of Arkansas. They're actually around that same area where Onyx Coffee is. So big shout out, y'all. I live in Florida. I just took a road trip, y'all. I literally drove to Tennessee and then into Georgia and went to Savannah and then went back home to Florida. So I'm going to say here in the South, we are just making some great coffee. There's just no other way to say it. I'll lump Florida in with that. I know a lot of really cool Florida roasters that I've had the pleasure of having their coffee and going to their shops. One of the things I was telling my wife, I was going to do it on this trip, but we just got so busy, is I really want to start highlighting some local cafes and roasteries and all that good stuff. So yeah, Airship is really cool. Go check them out online and social media. Follow them on, you know, Amazon. You should listen to me on Instagram, because they're really cool. They have some really neat spots up in Arkansas that they have, where they actually have physical cafes and are just doing some really cool stuff. I opened this up on Friday, right before I went on my road trip, and I already took a little try. I pulled one shot, and I actually recorded it and put it on my my YouTube short. So if you haven't watched that, go check it out too if you like. But anything I'm showing you guys here on any of my live streams, just to let you know, you are always more than welcome to click on my Amazon storefront. I always put links on there. They are affiliate links, and they do help support the channel a lot, so I always appreciate that. Show some love. You don't ever pay more, but you could get all the discounts and all that stuff. So I like to share all the discount codes and stuff. All right, guys. So let me go ahead. I haven't had a coffee today, so I love doing my first coffee of the morning with y'all. That's kind of where I'm at. So let's go ahead and get some beans pulled. I might go ahead and do about 2 shots. I was thinking about using my bottomless portafilter. I have the machine hot and ready. It's on for about 10 minutes. So the portafilter, the beautiful thing about this machine, it is, ooh, that is so hot. I'm using my MH Bomber 18-gram basket, and this is the iKape bottomless portafilter, y'all. It is super cool. I'm a huge fan of what they do. This is a really neat portafilter. I loved it so much I got 2, and I have it up here heating right now. This machine, if you haven't heard about it, it is a boiler right up here, and that is heating the group head. It's an E61 group head. It's pretty much one of the most standard group heads out there, and that's a good thing because that's what they use in commercial settings. So pretty cool. I am going to be grinding my beans on my Chardor 64 millimeter grinder. I actually got a new bellows set. This is not the one that's built for it. There isn't one specifically built for it. And when you buy it, it does have bellows, but I love the single dosing. I love being able to have a small hopper to work with. This is actually made for a Baratza, and it does fit perfectly on there. I got this because of the anti-popcorning. The one thing I was kind of was happening a lot is that when I would put in my beans, sometimes they would jump out, like Mexican jumping beans. So, but yeah, we don't want that. So let me go ahead. Let's get some coffee. I need coffee. How are y'all doing today? I am telling you, this has already been a crazy week. When you travel to Tennessee from Florida, and then to Georgia, to the other half of Georgia, and then back to Florida again, all within a few days, it is just like, I'm kind of like jet lagged, but not. Car lagged. So openings up, these coffee beans are absolutely floral. Right on the package, the tasting notes. I love when they put tasting notes. It's like a fine, wine. Floral, chocolate, blueberry. I've always been a fan of a good dark roast, but I'm falling more in love with more light roast these days, and just different varieties and all little, different things. It's kind of neat finding, folks who really just do a really good job of crafting their stuff. There's just no other way to say it. Okay, so the other thing I kind of wanted to tell y'all, and believe it or not, my scale just died. Oh my goodness, my dye fluid scale just ran out of juice. That's okay. We'll run blind. We'll do it old school. We'll use another scale. No, it was right about 18 grams. But hey guys, I did want to tell you, I just got in the mail when I came in, the day that I came back. So actually just last night I noticed it. I got a really cool little coffee brewer, and I'm super excited to try it out. Maybe some of y'all have heard of it. I got the Ratio 4. So the Ratio 4 got sent to me by Ratio for doing a review. So I'm super excited about that. Y'all will be seeing that real soon. That is a very precise automatic brewer. And basically what it does is it mimics like a barista's kind of pour, kind of like you would have on a Chemex or a regular pour over. It's basically doing it all for you. It balloons the coffee. So I'm super excited to mess with that. I really do love my pour overs. I have a feeling it's going to live in my kitchen, and my son, my teenager, is going to be the one probably using it the most. So let's go ahead and get these ground up. There we go. Nice. It smells so good. Oh, wow. So fragrant. Oh, my goodness. Again, Ethiopian single origin. Okay. And let's go ahead, pull out our hot portafilter. Get that dosing ring right on there. Add the grounds. Yeah, this stuff, I've noticed it has this beautiful red tint to it. Yeah, just really gorgeous. I wish I can just send you guys the smell, because I mean, this stuff smells delicious. I could already smell that like chocolate and just that floral chocolate, you know, fruity notes to it. It smells awesome. Yeah, I'm super excited. I am doing 18, but I think I'll pull kind of a long pull with this one. Probably 38, 40. Okay. All right, cool. Let me go ahead. Let's put this down. Let's do a little, finish up our puck prep. I'm going to pull you guys down here so you can see it. Okay. Yeah, I'm really stoked about the ratio. It's really interesting. I'm going to use it with some of my other V60 style pour overs. I've watched a lot of videos and a lot of folks have used it, but they're not using it. If you guys aren't familiar with it, there was actually a Kickstarter last year by Ratio, and their goal was to make a affordable, professional grade, like automatic dripper. They're just trying to break that mold. And it's definitely, so when the Kickstarter was going on, guys, it was going for like, I think early bird was like 114. I remember seeing it. And then it went to like 150 or something like that. And that's very expensive for when you think pour over. But for what it does, I kind of get it. It's basically in the category of like the Fellow, or is it the Aiden? One of those. I mean, it's basically the same type of situation. The big difference, I think, with this one is it's very super automatic. You press one button and you're good to go. And I'm actually kind of stoked for that, because my son does, like I said, a lot of pour overs. And I want to have something that's going to be very easy cleanup. And sometimes he's a teenager. He doesn't always do that. And we have a Keurig. And I'm going to tell you guys, I don't want to diss Keurig. You know, I really consider myself a coffee nerd and not a coffee snob. And I always say this jokingly, but I truly mean it. I can't always afford to be a coffee snob. I kind of laugh because I've had the opportunity to really get some cool things for review. You know, kind of a big example of that would be like this dye fluid scale and this refractometer. Those were sent to me for review for y'all, and I really appreciate that. I feel very lucky and I feel very blessed. But those are things that maybe I might not have pulled the trigger on, or it would have taken me a really long time. It took me a year to pull the trigger on this. Y'all, if you guys haven't watched any of my other videos, I bought this. I got it on a good deal. Basically about $370 is what I paid for it. Right now it's going for $400, so I definitely recommend it. This is the Gemilai L. Now, the Gemilai actually does a version number 2. That's actually being sold right now in the United States through Espresso Outlet, which is a wonderful, wonderful organization that sells coffee gear commercially and for home users. I love Espresso Outlet. I cannot recommend them more. They give great customer service. I have actually never bought anything from them, but I've actually asked them questions and they've answered it to me, not just as a customer, but just on their YouTube page. They're stellar. They are like a business it's made by geeks like us. So I really have a lot of respect for them. Me Coffee's also selling the version number 2. The difference between version 1 and 2 is really there is an OPV adjustment that's right here on the bottom half. But I'll be honest, y'all, this is a crazy good machine. And I got this one because I just wanted the cheapest price possible. I like to go cheap. That is the only reason why. That is literally the only reason why. I'm spending my own money. I don't know what it is. My wife says I need to get rid of this like guilt complex and spending money, but I'm just really frugal. I'm like, I'll buy it used. I do Facebook Marketplace and stuff, but for this, I was super happy to get it so I could show it to y'all and have it finally. Okay, guys, I was trying to see if I could show you the my shot mirror and everything all in the same shot. Let's see. Yeah, there we go. I think it's about as good as it's going to get. Let me make sure I'm zeroed in. Oh, yeah, cool. All right, let's pull this thing. I hope I didn't go too fine. It's such a possibility. Shoot. Okay, cool. Yeah, I could definitely go up a little bit. My last shot I pulled was a little too coarse. Yeah, this is going to be an over-extracted one for sure. Bummer. Oh, that kills me. It like breaks my heart a little bit. Yeah, that's going to be over-extracted. But y'all, I haven't had coffee. I need a little sip of it. And then we'll do another one. Yeah, you guys, that's way over. I'm sure someone's like, stop it. Please stop the machine. I know I've had people reach out to me like, I cannot believe you're drinking that. Again, guys, coffee nerd, not coffee snob. I don't want to waste the coffee. I know that's crazy. Oh my goodness. I'll tell you sometimes a little bit of a silly little thing I would do when I worked in a cafe. Sometimes you pull a shot like that, and love the three-way solenoid, right? Gotta love that. I'd get that little ristretto, and I would do something like this. Oh! Now that's not silly. That's not pro. That's called don't want to waste the coffee. You know. I'm sure there's someone out there being, oh my gosh, this guy's a lunatic. How dare he? Sometimes I'll do a long black where I'll go ahead and I'll put the cup, put water into it, and then, get my espresso and put on top. But cheers. I just didn't want to waste this one. Can't let it go, y'all. Can't let it go. And that is actually delicious. It's funny. Is it picture perfect? No, but it's going to get the job done. Oh man. It's such a good coffee. One of the reasons why I got this, I knew the ratio was coming. I'm going to try this on the ratio. A good light roast Ethiopian floral. That's a perfect thing to try out on the ratio. So that's really why I got it. I knew the ratio was coming. Ooh, nice and hot, y'all. Ooh. Not espresso. No, but, a good little concoction. I don't know. Do I let the coffee go to waste or do I enjoy it? Don't judge me, y'all. Don't judge me. Wow, still good. It has a really nice it's literally says, hey, this is a floral, but it's kind of like almost like a black currant, black currant chocolate note to it. I mean, it's pretty delicious. Very yummy coffee. Interesting. Okay, let's pull another shot. Let's get this right. You drink it like a beer. I love that. That's awesome. Awesome. Seriously, that's what I'm gonna do. Give it a little drink, like a brewski. I work for a company that's international, and a lot of a lot of my associates are from uh, East Asia, just all over the world. And I was in a big conference, and I was having an IPA with one of my friends from India, and they're like, "Oh, we were talking about beers and stuff, and oh man, it was just the best thing in the world." That's one of the things I love. I love having a good beer every now and then, just because it does remind me. Coffee and spirits are very similar. I was just talking with a friend of mine, and I was just talking about they were a bartender, and I used to be a national manager of a alcohol distribution company here in the United States, and I was just talking about how so much of the coffee world kind of, like the tasting notes and little things, the way you cup something, or the way that you slurp it down, it's super similar. They're kind of adjacent sometimes. Okay, believe it or not, I actually got certified as a sommelier and all that stuff. For I shouldn't say as a sommelier, more like a kind of in the vein of a presenter. That was the best way to put it. All right, guys, let's go ahead. Let's get this right. That was definitely way too fine. This is only the second time I'm brewing this, so there's going to be a little bit of dialing in. So again, 18 grams, and I'm using a tuning scale. This is my tuning scale here. I'm going to do 18 grams. Okay. There we go, 18 grams. Hey, Naughty Sauce. I'm so sorry. So I just reading your comment here. You had to return the Vitra. So goodness gracious. Were you also messaging me on Instagram with that? Was that you by any chance? Because I know I heard someone else had an issue with some of the temp. It's it's kind of weird. I mean, I was actually thinking about getting a thermometer. I have a one of those laser thermometers with the infrared and stuff. I was actually thinking about checking my unit. When I get that unit was sent out to me for review. But one of the things I'm gonna tell you guys, whenever I get anything for review, it's actually shipped through Amazon. So they do send it through Amazon. It's not like a special unit or anything. It's just kind of a random unit that anyone can get. But I didn't have that issue. That's the bummer thing. My son does use his. And that's a bummer. I'm sorry to hear that, because that's not good. Were you going to replace it, or are you going to go with a different unit? That's the big curious thing here, because there's a lot of good espresso machines out there. That's a thing. And I know temperature stability is just, I mean, super important. It's literally the reason why I got this thing. It's just having that boiler on there. It really makes a big difference. I have my owl right here. Let me show you guys. So I have the Gemilai owl. That's what I have right here. That uses thermoblock as well, but it has that temperature stability in the group head. So yeah, it's a hard one. I'm actually thinking about putting the owl in my kitchen. Right now I have the hand rose. Oh man, that is a bummer. So that it was the replacement unit. Goodness gracious. Well, I'm glad you did kind of say that, because I'm sorry that happened, but that's really odd, and that's not good. I mean, there's just no other way to say it. It's hard because that unit really kind of reminds me, and I said it when I did my review. It reminds me of a lot of the Hybrew H10A. The way that it's set up and everything just kind of reminds me of that. So I've had some pretty high hopes for that one. I'll try to bring it out, the one I have, and maybe run some paces through it. Just curiosity, because yeah, I'm sorry to hear that. It's a bummer. Okay, so let's go ahead and let's grind these up. We are doing 18 grams. So I went ahead and moved it up about 2 clicks higher on the Shardor. And guys, I promised my son, my wife, and everyone who leaves comments, I'm gonna say the name Shardor correct. I don't know why, for the life of me, I've said the name wrong for so long. I have no idea. I'm just crazy. That's probably it. Oh, goodness gracious. Okay, so let's go ahead. Let's get this going. I want a good, pretty shot. Yeah, like I was mentioning, I'm thinking about putting the owl in the kitchen and doing a little bit of a mix-up of what I have in my kitchen. I was actually thinking about doing some lives in the kitchen, too. Yeah, I have been loving what Gemilai is doing. I know Gemilai actually has some really cool new stuff that's coming out, too. If y'all get a chance, definitely go to their site. Here in the United States, they don't have it quite out just yet, but there's going to be almost a commercial-style consumer home system. Kind of looks like seriously, it has a actual E61. It's not just in the style of it. I forget the name of the actual unit, but it just looks really cool. Kind of reminds me of like a Bianca or something. I mean, it's just really cool looking. They do a lot of commercial stuff in other parts of the world outside the United States, which is really awesome. And I've seen a lot of videos. I watch a lot of videos from like Vietnam, the Philippines. Big shout out to everyone in Vietnam and the Philippines. And there's a lot of really good stuff that's coming out in India that is just really cool that Gemilai is doing. I actually become a really big fan. There's a YouTuber, the DF64 YouTube page. And I know that I want to say they're based at India. But I've become a pretty big fan of theirs. If you guys haven't followed them, I think it's definitely worth a follow. They have a lot of cool stuff, and they also have the new Gemilai 300Z, so the Z. And it looks really cool. That is not available in the United States, so really, really cool. Okay. Just going to put the puck screen on. Yeah, I love watching everyone's YouTube channels. I cannot get enough of watching Han's channel and Tom's Coffee Corner. Tom's awesome. Okay, guys, let's go ahead. Let's try this one more time. Okay. And this, I think, should be good. My first shot I pulled, this was the other day when I first got it. It was definitely too coarse, and it went through too quick. And then I dialed it in a little bit, and I thought I got it right. But I didn't. Okay, so this is 18. I'm looking for about 38 out, around 30 seconds. Let's see. I don't think y'all could see the shot over here. Let me try this. There we go. Okay, cool. Nice. I think this is going to be better. A little bit of overspray right from the get-go. That's pretty. I don't know. I think I could go just even a little coarser. Goodness gracious. I'm a little shocked. Yeah, it's definitely not what I wanted to look like and all that good stuff. Yeah, that is a terrible, terrible shot. Oh my goodness gracious. Please don't do what I do. Man, that is, scary. Hey, y'all, when you watch these lives, you get to watch someone make some weird mistakes. I always like being superhuman with everybody, and I'll say this. I've said it before. I'll say it again. I kind of do this too, also just because I tend to watch stuff on YouTube where people show you the best of the best shots. You know, I like to see the ugly ones. Oh my goodness gracious. Okay, let's go ahead. Let's just try this. Oh man, we're gonna do a third time. Have a third time of charm here. Okay. Pure curiosity. Okay. I am really excited too. So, Dye Fluid is a really cool company. They make these really great scales and they make a lot of cool equipment that's used in the industry. Very much so. By actual coffee professionals, not by guys on YouTube. They're just goofing around in their work at home office like me. 8.62, so definitely an espresso range, not where I want it to be. I like about 10 to 11 personally. They make some awesome stuff. So the reason why I'm telling you guys this is they have a sister company called Coffee Meter. Yep, that's the new sister company. It just got announced this last month. Cheers. Give it a little try here. Definitely tastes better. This is a very bright, light roast. It's not sour, but it definitely is bright and juicy and tastes more. Definitely the floral notes are absolutely coming through. Interesting. Very interesting. Again, not exactly what I wanted. But the actual espresso is quite tasty. Anyway, what I was going to say, guys, is that they are making some, I kind of lost track there having the coffee. They are going to be doing a more affordable, basically option for really cool high-end equipment, and they're putting it out on Amazon, a couple different places, but they're going to send me a unit for review. It's very similar to what I already have. I have thought about doing like a possible giveaway with it, but it's really cool. Like it's really cool stuff. So I'm going to be reviewing that real soon. I'm hoping to get that in the next week or so. I think it's going to be very similar to what Dye Fluid's doing, but they are, like I said, a sister company of Dye Fluid, and it's their whole frame of reference. Like the whole reason why they're doing it is they're trying to make something that is a more affordable thing. It's for more of like, I think they're gearing it more towards people like us, like the home users, home baristas, all that good stuff. So I'm pretty excited about it. I'm going to go ahead and do something a little different. I'm going to change some stuff up just a bit. I'm going to use a different portafilter, and I'm going to use a different cup just because I want to make it pretty. Give it a little shot here. I'm going to use something I don't really use a lot. I always do my bottomless on my lives, but I'm going to try the double spouted stock setup. Okay? Because I want to use these cups up here and make it look nice and pretty and fun, because that was not fun. The coffee still tastes pretty good, but it could have been better. All right, guys, let's go ahead. This is the absolute stock basket and stock portafilter. Actually, I am not. This is the one to the owl. So let's go ahead. They're virtually identical. I'm gonna, as I drop other portafilters. Sorry, buddy. Did not mean to drop you. Okay. Goodness gracious. I'm literally dropping stuff everywhere. This is the stock one that comes with this unit right here. So I'm just going to put it here. It's not going to get too hot. I wish it would get hotter, but it's not going to get too hot. I will run some water through it, though. So let's go ahead. Let's run some water while we're chilling here. Okay. There we go. About 45 grams there of water. Just old cup here. Just so there's a little bit more temperature stability. Okay. All right, guys, let's go ahead one more time. We're going to go a little bit coarser, just a tiny bit coarser. Don't want to go too far. I think I was really close. Okay. And we're going to be using, again, Airship. That's the thing, guys. I always say this all the time. You know, again, one of the reasons why I like these lives is I like it where you guys can kind of see just the dial-in process, because I think a lot of times, I don't know about you, I'm going to tell you, when I first really tried to get back into coffee and stuff, I would watch a lot of these really professional baristas that are amazing, and I love watching them. Someone like World Barista Championships like Morgan, of course, Lance, you know, Mr. James Hoffman. I love when Lance calls him, what does he call him, Coffee Daddy or something? The OG. Oh, man. Anyway, you know, you watch a lot of really amazing professional people and you get inspired. And you should watch those folks, and you should really, you know, look at their techniques and all that stuff and everything. And I think that's really awesome. But I think one of the hardest things about social media and in general is that you see professional paid people who are amazing and wonderful and beautiful, and they're artistes. But then you start thinking, why does my coffee look like that? You know, my coffee looks funky. I don't get the right crema. And crema. And believe me, I'm very guilty of that. I've gone down that rabbit hole. But the truth is, sometimes coffee might not look pretty, but tastes really good, and that's okay. That's why earlier, if you weren't watching it, I pulled kind of a funky shot that was probably overdone, over extracted. Sorry, I couldn't think of the word there for a sec. And I added some water to it, I mixed it up, and I enjoyed it, and that's okay. Guess what? When you're home and someone's not doing a YouTube live or an Amazon live or Instagram live, that's probably what everyone does. If you can afford to throw away coffee, cool, good for you. I don't have that problem, or I don't have that luxury. You know, I'm gonna enjoy my stuff. So anyway, guys, enough of that. I like doing these lives just because, again, I want to be real with you, and I want to also encourage you. It's okay to have to dial in. It's okay. It's normal. It's normal. You know, that's a big thing to remember. All right, guys, let's go ahead. I got this up. In case you want to see it a little bit here, this is where I have the grinder set. I'm going to remove this really quick. I really love this grinder. Again, Chardor grinder, 64 millimeter. Also kind of have some other really good news, guys. I am going to be getting a new grinder in for review, and this one's a really neat one. I love the retention, guys. As you can see, not too dirty, very normal. I have it set right at about almost to 15, so right about 14 or so is where I have it set. So that's what we're going to try. I had it at about 16 or 17 the first time, and it just came out a little too fast. Then brought it all the way down, and it was too much. So that's called dialing it in. I am on a lot of Facebook groups, and there's a really cool home brewing group on Facebook. I wish I remember the exact name, because there's a couple I'm in, and there was someone who had got the owl, and she had some questions, and I was kind of a little floored on how many folks were just tearing things apart and not being positive. And that kind of, guys, it kind of like hurt my heart a little bit. I know that sounds silly, but it was just kind of like, here's this person reaching out saying, hey, can somebody help me? I need some guidance from someone who, you know, like, that's really cool. And then to hear people just leave comments that were just, I don't know. I always say this to people. I say it to my teenager. Be kind. You know, say something. If you know what you're saying isn't positive, it's okay to give criticism. And it's okay to help people out. You know, it's okay to give criticism. I'm going to tell you guys right now, if there's ever a tip you want to share with me, Are there something I'm doing goofy? I'm going to tell you right now. I'm going to be the first person to say, tell me. But there's like a kindness that people should remember to have. Because sometimes I think that's a big issue. Hey, how was the Time War S3? Yeah, great question. I literally have it right here. Um, right here. Okay. And I have not done my full review video because I've just been so busy. I was having a little bit of an issue dialing in with espresso with this, and this is a great grinder. This is an awesome, awesome grinder. I am going to play with it a little bit more and make a full video very, very soon because this thing is super cool, and I cannot wait. I'm going to use this with my ratio 4 and do some pour overs 100%. I love Timor. I just took a giant road trip to Tennessee and to Georgia, and I'm just looking to see if I have the Nutty. The Nutty grinder is a partnership with Timor, and I actually took that with me. So the machine I'm using is the Gemilai 3007L here in the States. So in the United States, 3007L. This is the first version, the 1.1, and it is awesome. Love this machine. This has been my dream machine. I don't say that very lightly. I really love this machine. One of the reasons why I like it is that there is almost like a flow control style knob where you could adjust the amount of water that comes out. It's not really like profiling. It's not like that, but it is similar in that sense. And then the version 2 has the OPV version where you have that too. So pretty cool. This does have an OPV. I think it's set at stock they set it at like 12 or something. I know they go a little higher on it, but I'm loving it. It's just cool. All right, let me go ahead and give us a little shake. A little shake for love here. Shake it like a martini glass. Okay. Got a little shake here. I'm using Airship coffee. They're out of Arkansas. Good local roaster. Okay. Yeah, I love Gemilai. I've been loving what they've been doing. Super excited about seeing them here in the U.S. a little bit more. So that's super cool. Okay. Yeah, I was a little... the last one really gave me a lot of overspray. I haven't had that happen in a while. A little embarrassing. Again, live video, right? Oh, goodness. I never claim, guys, that I am a professional. So I want to make sure you know that I am not a professional. I used to be a barista in college. That does not make me a professional. That makes me somebody's dad goofing around at home in their work at home office. I've said this before, guys, in my day job, I'm a department head of an insurance company. No, I work in commercial insurance. I get the opportunity to work with a lot of cool restaurants, though, to get them insured. So if you ever have an insurance question, I'm your man. Coffee, I know enough to be dangerous. But you want the experts, you follow someone like Lance or Tom's Coffee Corner. Or Ron, all those good guys. There we go. Alrighty. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I get what you're saying as far as the flow control. Yeah, I'm not saying that's like the be all end all. That's not why I got the unit. Personally, I got the unit because of the temperature stability with the boiler and everything. So I think that is a very valid point, and that is exactly why I like it. So I'm with you. 100% agree with you on that. A lot of times, a lot of machines that I've used in the past, anytime you're working on a budget, these budget machines these days, they're all thermoblock. And this one's really cool because it's a hybrid system. So it has that thermoblock for the steam wand, and then it has the boiler for up top. And even the boiler has like a coil system that goes around. It's pretty cool. But yeah, and that's the main thing. You know, I like having budget stuff. I don't know if you guys catched on to that yet, but I'm incredibly frugal. So, you know, I'm always looking for something that's going to be a budget. I hate spending money on things, and that's kind of hard to do in coffee. But this, in my opinion, is the budget king. Kind of gives you all the really advanced features and a good system. So I'm very happy with this unit. Yeah, I've had a lot of folks reach out to me like, well, why didn't you go with Trent Legato and get the version 2? Y'all, it really comes down to I'm really too cheap. That's really what it comes down to. My wife even joked around with me earlier about it. She's like, I hope you don't want that one next. I'm like, hey, maybe. So I've already told Gemilai when they put out the Z in the United States, they want to send to me a review. Okay, I'll do it. Anyway, guys, let's go ahead and pull this. There we go. Nice and pretty. Yeah, I think that's definitely got that dialed in right now. I'm shooting for about 38. We'll stop it. So 30, 28 and 22 seconds. There we go. Let's do 36.9 and 24 seconds. I'll take it, y'all. That's the best so far. I'll take it. So let's go ahead and get it. Let's take a look at that. That's pretty, right? That looks good. Good crema, delicious. I'm sure that's going to be delicious. All right, let's give it a little stir. Just out of curiosity. So that one that I got that was pretty over extracted, it still didn't come in very well. It was like an 8 point something. Let's see what this is. Yeah, like I said, I like to go for 10 or 11. Tends to be my favorite. And that's where we're at right now, 11.61. So not bad, not bad. Let's give it a little taste. Cheers, everybody. Cheers. Oh yeah, that tastes. This is the best one so far. Oh my goodness. Yeah, definitely the best one so far. I'm digging that. Yeah, seriously, Daddy Hoff. I love that. Oh my goodness. I love it when Lance calls him Daddy Hoff. And it just cracks me up. My nickname that people have been calling me for years is Big Daddy. I'm a big dude. And that's why my Amazon storefront says Big Daddy and Mama's Reviews. But I just love that. I do. When I first started working in kind of cafes and stuff, I mentioned this earlier, was in the years like 2000 to 2004. So I think he won his World Barista Championship. It's either 2006 or 2007. I'm trying to remember what year it was. But I kind of remember hearing him come up and coming type stuff. And like, I mean, these are days before like YouTube and stuff. So it's like, yeah, I feel ancient. I was just talking to my teenager and I was trying to explain that was over 20 years ago. And it just made me feel so old. I'm not old, but man, it made me feel old. If y'all, I mentioned this earlier, but if you guys are catching it now, hey, thanks so much. If you guys haven't seen it yet, there's a great video he just put out on James Hoffman on basically the history of the V60. He goes into this really big story and how it was really kind of sparked from the Clover and Starbucks and all this stuff, and it's kind of like an arms race of coffee. And you know, it was just a really cool. It was one of the best videos I've ever watched he produced. I felt like I was watching the History Channel for coffee. It was really cool. I put it in my post section here on my YouTube page. So if you're looking for it, that's where you'd find it, or just search it. You know, but man, it was a really good one. I felt like I needed to get my frosted tips and start pulling some shots. When I worked in a cafe, I remember the big fad in the early 2000s for us was just doing a, I mean, this is before even stuff like the AeroPress. I mean, it was like doing French press and all that. And, you know, it was like you would present it to someone and bring it out to them. Not that they don't do that now, but it was just, it's funny how times change and fads change and all that. It happens in this industry too. That's kind of one of the reasons why I started this channel, guys, too, because it gets me connected. Y'all, I really appreciate you hanging out with me. I will be, just like I mentioned before, I have the rate show 4 that I just got that I will be putting a full review video on. I'm going to play around with that next couple days. Should see a video maybe tomorrow or the next day on it. I'm super excited to get that here. I know my son is going to go crazy for it. Yeah, I have some cool stuff. I have iKape. I have some stuff from them I'm going to be doing a video on. It's the Seeker grinder that I have coming. The, oh man, Seeker, I'm trying to remember the model number. It's the one with the plasma generator. So I have that coming here pretty soon. A new grinder that is a, oh man, what is it? It's a 7 cone. Like it has 7 little core, like it's one core with 7 fins that come out. And it's very much the same design. That the cone design is very similar to the starts with a V. Oh my goodness, I can't believe it. Varia, and they're very similar. And it is really cool. I'm really excited about it. I've been following the company quite a bit and what they've been doing. Super excited to get it. So this is it's gonna be completely. It's a review. They're sending it out to me for like a review unit, so I'm stoked to try it out. I love messing around with these grinders, you know, just really cool stuff. So definitely stay tuned. I'm going to have some cool stuff coming out here pretty soon. But yeah, oh, and there's also a Gevi machine. I haven't really shared this with y'all, but there is a new Gevi machine that's not out yet. I have not seen it anywhere. If you're in the US, I have not seen it anywhere advertised. I don't know when I'm going to get it because it's coming directly from China, from the source. From Gevi, their factory, and it is a 58 millimeter compact unit that has an OPV, and it's 58 millimeters, and it's a compact unit. So it's going to be a big competitor to some other units. So I'm very excited. Hopefully that should be in the next couple weeks. So that's some cool stuff. I love what Gevi does. Oh yeah. Oh man, I really love the video. It was really good. I'm glad you liked it too. Yeah, I really love that. I love kind of hearing that. It's kind of like, you know, history on the industry and stuff. I love when he gets really geeky about things. It's just, it's my favorite. It really is. Especially that time period, because, you know, that's kind of my time period. I think James is just maybe a little bit older than me. Yeah, I think he's a little bit older than me. But yeah, I love it. I love it. He's the godfather of coffee, modern coffee. Oh my goodness. But yeah, guys, I definitely appreciate you. Remember, like and subscribe, all that good fun YouTubery stuff, and follow me on Instagram. You guys are always more than welcome to shoot me a DM. There are quite a few of you that I've really made a really cool connection with, and send me pictures of coffees and different setups and different machines. I love that. That's like my favorite thing. So you guys you're always more than welcome to follow me on Instagram. You know, I always respond to my messages, so definitely appreciate it. Hey, thanks so much. You guys have a great week.